ball reading is one of the most important skills in tennis, because if you can't read where the ball's going quickly enough, that's the main reason that players prepare late for their shots. It's also the main reason that players don't set up in the right position, and as you know, if you're not set up in the right position, the chances of you executing the shot well go down dramatically. Now, part of improving ball reading is being out on court, playing tennis and getting repetitions, trying to understand what the flight of the ball means. But that's only part of the story, because there are specific visual skills that are involved in being able to read the ball. And the reality is a lot of players' visual systems don't function at a high enough level to allow them to do it. That's why players play for years, they spend a lot of time practicing, and they still prepare late and struggle with their ball reading. The good news though is that you can actually train and improve your visual function. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing you two of my favorite exercises to help you start out improving these visual skills to improve how quickly you can read the ball. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, it'd be great if you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel before, really appreciate it if you could do that as well. The first drill we're going to work on is going to be a near-far switch, because one of the things that a lot of players struggle with is after they hit the ball, they're looking at the ball, which is obviously up close, they look down the other end of the court, and it takes their brain a little bit too long to refocus at that increased distance. And that lag in time makes it really hard for them to read where the ball's going. So that's what we're going to be training. This drill will train your eye alignment, because when you're looking at things up close, your eyes have to come inwards together, they have to converge. And when you're looking into the distance, your eyes have to go outwards, so they have to diverge. So we're training that skill, and we're also training the muscles and the parts of the brain that change the shape of our lens so that it can focus at different distances. The drill itself though is really simple. I'm going to be bringing a target to about 6 inches. I'm going to focus on the target, and I'm using the tip of the pen. That's my near target, and then I'm going to switch and look at something that's in the distance, and that's going to be my far target. I'm coming back to the near target and then going to the far target. And when you do this, you want to make sure the target that you're looking at is in full focus. So I can do it pretty rapid fire. Now, I'm not sure how well you can see my eyes because the sun is shining, but I'm looking at the number at the far end of the court and then back to the tip of the pen. I can do it pretty instantaneously because I've trained my system. But what you might find is when you switch to the far target, it kind of goes and it takes a period of time, maybe 1, 2, sometimes even 3 seconds to come into focus. And when you switch back, it can also take a period of time. And that's basically what we're working on. We're training our systems to be able to do that faster and faster. Now, a couple of things to mention here. Ideally, you want to do this at longer distances, like out on a tennis court, because that's what you need to train your system to do. But if you're at home in the rain, in a room, no problems. Just use something that's at the far end of the room. Maybe stick a sticky note on the wall just so you've got a visual target. Do the best that you can with what you've got. The other thing to note is when you bring the tip of the pen in, I can bring it to 6 inches just fine, but depending on what's going on, you might find that as you bring the tip of the pen in, the tip of the pen starts to double and split in two because there's an issue with this convergence skill. So that indicates a problem with eye alignment. It's going to be creating huge difficulties for you on court. So ultimately, we want to resolve that problem, but I'll talk more about how we can do that at the end of the video. For now, this is the drill, near-far switches. Start out with about 20 switches, but this is one of those drills where you can definitely keep building up over time, because vision training is like all other training. You start nice and small, build up gradually, increasing your capacity. Before we get to the second drill, I just want to let you know about a free footwork program that I've created for you, because vision is the biggest limiting factor in tennis, but after that, it's normally footwork that lets players down, so I wanted to give you some help in that area as well. So there's going to be a link up there and a link down in the description. If you click on that link, it'll take you over to a page where you can enter your details and get this free footwork program. For our second drill, we're going to be working on the quality of your eye movements, because good quality eye movements are the foundation of all the visual skills that you need on court, from reading where the ball's going quickly to tracking the ball through to contact and everything in between. So the way this works is we've got 6 different muscles that move our eyes in different directions, and then we've got multiple parts of the brain that are involved in these eye movements. So the drill that we're going to be working on helps to work on both of these things. We're going to be doing an eye circle. So I'm going to be holding a target out at arm's length. I'm standing nice and tall, and then I'm going to be drawing a circle. So I'm going to do half the circle with one hand, change over, and do half the circle with the other hand. Now, as I do this, I'm meant to be keeping my head still, but often when I'm demonstrating and talking, I'm focusing on talking, not focusing on doing a good job. So my head starts to move, but it should be staying nice and still. The other thing I want you to notice is that the circle is fairly small. So I'm not doing a really big circle causing myself eye strain. I'm just keeping it nice and small and nice and safe. And then again, the speed is fairly slow. There's two reasons for this. The first one is that we have a limited speed at which our eyes can follow a target smoothly. So when we go past a certain speed, we actually have to make fast eye switches called saccades. Here, we're training the smooth movement, so we need to go nice and slowly. The second reason is a lot of players have really poor smooth eye movements, and when they go quickly, their eyes just aren't following the target at all, and they basically think they're doing a good job and they're doing a really bad job. For that reason, it can actually be a good idea to record yourself doing it, like I'm doing it here. But that is the eye circle. Really simple drill. Now I want you to focus on the target as closely as you can. And as you go around the circle, I want you to see if the clarity of the target changes, because you might find that everything's nice and clear and then you get into a certain position and things go a little bit blurry. And obviously if you've got areas within your visual fields that are a little bit blurry, that's going to create huge problems on court. So we're also just going to look at a thing that you can quickly do to potentially improve it. So if I find that I get into this position and it goes a little bit blurry, what you can also try is just doing a bit of a gaze fixation, so holding it there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds tops, taking a rest for a few seconds and then repeating it, and often that will help to clear things up. So that's the eye circle. Really important drill for improving the quality of your eye movements. Okay, 2 simple exercises you can start to work on to improve your ball reading skills. But as I was going through, I mentioned that often players can have difficulties with some of the visual skills. What we've just worked on might help to correct those, or potentially you might need to do some additional work around the outside to improve your visual function. If that's something you would like help with, this is one of the big things that I help players with, teaching them how to train and improve their visual system function so they can play tennis at a higher level. I've created a free training to go into a lot more detail about it. If that was something you'd like to explore, I'll place a link to the free training up there and down in the description. And that training is going to talk about improving the visual system. It's also going to talk about improving coordination and then focus and concentration, because really those are the 3 big things that prevent players from improving. And with brain-based training, there's a lot we can do to really change your level of tennis. So that is there for you if you are interested in learning more. Otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to put these drills to good use, and I'll catch you next time.